Hello and welcome to another 5-minute video from Paper Classroom. This time we're talking about pocket ventilation. So before we do talk about pocket ventilation, it's worth just talking a little bit about air and airflow. So we're going to move away from paper making for the moment, and I'm going to do a little bit of washing for you. So imagine we've got a nice hot summer day, it's 25 degrees C. There's a little tree, it's beautiful and calm and still, not a breath of wind in the air. And there are my socks on the washing line. Now, are those socks going to dry? Well, yes, they will, eventually. But now let's imagine another scenario. It's a bit of a colder day, it's only 15 degrees C. But it's a really windy day. Look how it's bent, that tree. And there are my socks on the washing line again. Now, which pair of socks is going to get dried fastest? These are going to get dry fastest. We all know this. Everyone who hangs out washing knows that a breezy day, washing will dry much quicker than a calm day. And why is that? Well, there's a closer look at my sock. It looks like my knobbly knees are still in it. But what's happening is energy is coming into this wet sock. It's heating up the water molecules, it's energising them. The water molecules are constantly jumping up and falling back down into the surface. Occasionally some will escape. That's the evaporation, that's the process for drying the sock. But what's actually happening is we are creating a microatmosphere all around the sock. And that microatmosphere is 100% saturated, it's full of water, no more water can go there. And because we have this microatmosphere, then there is no longer any incentive for the water molecules in the sock to jump out into the air, because there's as much water in the air around in it than there is in the sock itself. On a nice calm day when the trees are like that, then this area or this microatmosphere is not going to get blown away. And this is why the socks take so long to dry. But on a nice breezy day, this microatmosphere will constantly be blown away, and that will leave just dry air around it, and therefore water in the sock will be encouraged to come out and form a new microatmosphere. So in this little example, we've seen the importance of airflow. Airflow is more important than heat for drying things. Here we've got the top tier of a set of drying cylinders, there's the bottom tier, and what we've highlighted with this nice big dome up here is the pocket. These are the pockets that we talk about when we talk about pocket ventilation. From our 4 phases of drying video, we learned that this is where the majority of the evaporation from paper occurs. Steam will fill this pocket and it can't get out. It can't go that way because the paper's there. It can't go down because the drying cylinder's there, and it can't go up because the felt and the felt turn roll is there. So unless you deliberately go out of your way to do something, that pocket of humidity will inhibit any other evaporation, and therefore we have to put in things like pocket ventilation devices, and that will be the topic of another video. These are the type of PD devices that we have. There are some roll types, so we simply replace the felt turn roll with a perforated roll and push through it hot, dry air. It's important to use dry air because you want to encourage evaporation into an area of low moisture content. It's important that it's hot because if you put cool air in, then that will cool that pocket, therefore the dew point will be reached and it will rain on your paper. There are nozzle types of pocket ventilation device where we push hot dry air through the paper making felt, and that will then push air all through the out of the pockets and into the bulk of the machine room. And there are sort of box type devices, so there's a variety of devices. So a summary of pocket ventilation: good air movement is critical to good drying. Moist air must be replaced by hot, dry air for the reasons that we've just said. It's got to be hot so it doesn't rain. It's got to be dry to encourage mass transfer. And PV devices, there are essentially three different types. There are rolls, there are boxes, and there are nozzles. Okay, well, thank you for listening to this video, and please feel free to follow us on any of this social media.